Hey guys, we're live. There we go. Make it a little bit brighter, better. I'm not sure some days. I feel like I live on the dark side of the moon. So, hi family, how are you? Sorry, going live on IG, getting my people on there. I know I've been slacking lately on going live on YouTube and IG, but I'm definitely working on that. Definitely striving to be 1% better than I was yesterday, like I always say. And around the holidays, this can definitely be trying. My gosh. And with allergies in San Antonio, it's horrible. This cold weather definitely brought in some of the mountain cedar. If anybody knows what that's like, yeah, it's interesting. Thank you for everybody that hopped on. But as you see today, like talking about challenging your limits, I know around the holidays it can be rough, really rough. Sorry, I don't know why I don't have a voice all of a sudden, but it's real talk. Like I know we all go through stuff, and like everybody on social media, from Facebook to TikTok to Instagram, we all post our happy pictures. We all post our, you know, great stuff, and that's how it should be. Like I'm all about the positivity and things like that, but I also like to get on here as an entrepreneur. We talk about how life is real. I love how social media is going a little bit more now towards the way of saying, here's real me. Like, here's real Jill. Like, I like to be raw and real with you to the most of my extent. Because the entrepreneur, the life journey in general is not like one straight shot. It just isn't. There's always going to be pullbacks, there's always going to be things going on. And so many of us compare ourselves to people that we see on YouTube or Instagram, and we see their life and we see, the car, the house, the relationship, and, like their perfect tree or their perfect Christmases and stuff like that. Guys, we have to stop comparing ourselves to other people and like look at our life and say, are we happy? Are we doing the most for ourselves? Like, be very real with yourself. Like, be grateful. And like one of my great mentors, one is Nano Torres and another one is Matt Rosa. We have to live from the mindset of abundance. Yes, we go through stuff, and it's so hard some days when you're going through it or in that storm to be like, yeah, man, okay, like I took a loss on a trade, but I know there's going to be another trade. I'm going to live to trade again. Or, I didn't get that sale today. No big deal. There's going to be other prospects. There's going to be other things going on. We have to be real with ourselves. We come from, so many of us come from the work hard and like punch a clock mindset. So when you switch over to working for yourself or paying yourself, sometimes when you take a L and it's a lesson, it's not a loss. It's hard to look at it as a lesson, not a loss. It's really a mindset thing. And it's reprogramming. So for many years, I don't care if you're in your teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, you've learned behaviors. We've learned that we don't want to talk about the bad stuff or we don't want to, look at it. But you have to learn, like John Maxwell talks about it, Grant Cardone talks about it. Everybody talks about, you know, we so many of us say, let's not talk about that. Like, we don't want to focus on the negative. And I'm not saying focus on the negative, but any lesson you take, you have to evaluate. Why was it a lesson? What happened? What could you do to improve? And it's muscle memory. It's something new to you. It's something new we have to practice. I don't care if you are picking up woodworking. I don't care if you're picking up trading, investing, sales. I'm doing credit repair. I'm working with people to better their life. I have so many different ventures going on and I love it. I wouldn't trade it at all. And I know some days you don't see me post about something. It doesn't mean that I'm not doing it. I'm still working e-commerce. As you can see, like I'm working on, oh, sorry, I got a call coming through, guys. But I'm working on just different ventures in life and all of them are new. Like my family was not that family that was like, okay, we get up and grind for ourselves. No, my family worked at a factory. Did they make good money back in the day? Yeah, they made okay money. And then the factory left. When the factory left, though, they went to minimum wage. So they went from making $20 an hour in the 90s, which was good money. It's not even bad money now, to making like $4 an hour. So, my family didn't have a clue how to recuperate. And that's when things went south. I was like 12 years old. I literally started working then because they just didn't have money. I did a paper route, and anybody that's younger doesn't even know what a paper route is, but people that do, like, people got the newspaper. I was that girl that delivered papers every morning at like 5 in the morning. You know, it, anything you start though, even when you start school, we learn stuff. You start a new job, you get trained. Start a new skill set, you're an apprentice. And we think about that because other people are paying us, and you're like, oh, it's okay, we're just starting out. But we're really hard on ourselves when we start our own ventures. And sometimes at the holidays, it's even worse because, you might not be getting the clients, you might not be getting in front of people, you might not, be in the best mindset because sometimes the holidays are hard for a lot of us. You may have had some losses, or maybe Christmas isn't like it was last year or like it was when you were a child. Some of that nostalgic stuff is great. And I love to think back to, decorating. That's why my house, if you can see, there's like garland up and tinsel. And I know sometimes it looks a little cheesy, but it's traditions. My mom used to hang stuff up like that. And I absolutely love carrying family traditions. I always make the traditions my own, don't get me wrong, but I love Christmas. I love holidays. I love that kind of stuff. And I don't have a big family anymore. My mom and dad have passed, and I didn't, have a lot of family to begin with. So it's definitely very real when we talk about the holidays can be hard for people, especially when you're in business, because in business, you still have to get up. You have to put on your best face and go out and help people. And the holidays, so many of us lose what the real purpose of the holiday is. Everybody wants to, gosh, I hope everybody wants to give great gifts and stuff like that. I know a lot of people want to get them too, but the holidays is about giving. If you really know what the holidays is about, it's a feeling. It's about just, I think it's about family, love, abundance, gratitude. It's, for me, I like to look back at last year and, sort of look at what I did and how amazing it was. Granted, every year is going to have your pullbacks. And God, that's a trading term, but every year is going to have some setbacks. But I've never been that person to be a half empty type of glass person. I always like to look at what I've done well, what's going to come in the future, and how I'm going to do better in the next year. And, whether it's a vision board or just dreams, the things that you want, write them down, talk about them, and really focus on that kind of stuff. And like giving back to people, like, and my business is like, yeah, I teach a skill set from, I don't want to say I teach, but I help people learn how to trade, invest. I guide them in the best way possible that I can. And then credit repair, I'm helping them get their credit score or learn even about credit, because I was so naive. I didn't know much about credit until recently. So I want people to be educated. And I love seeing people learn new things and achieve their goals. And so when I'm having a rough day, I get up and it's not about the sale. It's about going out there and helping somebody learn something they didn't know, about bettering their life, about really becoming the best version of them. And like I say every day, like I'm in group chats with people that are doing the same exact thing as me. And that's not competition. Like we're family. Like if I can help them boost their business or teach them something that's going to help them with their people, like I love that. If they're doing phenomenal, I'm going to clap for them because I know me clapping for them is going to come back to me, even if I'm in a pullback season and they're not amazing, that's great. I love to see people thrive. I mean, at the holidays, you have to really think about like that gratitude. And everybody's goes through stuff, but remember where you started. And when you look back, like, would you go back to being that person? Would you go back to that mindset? Would you want to go back there? So why would you think about quitting? Why would you think about quitting on your dreams or your goals just because it's getting hard? There's always a hard, guys. I have been so poor in my life, so poor. And every time I've been poor, like it's been rough. And when I was poor, when I was younger, we lost our house right around the time my dad died and stuff like that. I couldn't even imagine it. And then I lost stuff again when my husband died. I've had pullback since then. And like yesterday, I was sort of quiet because I went to go to the gym to do my morning routine to have an amazing day. And my car battery was dead, but I didn't let it stop me. I didn't post a ton, but I sat here and I was grinding. I was working on trading stuff. I was working on credit stuff. I mean, there's always stuff that's gonna happen. It's all how we react to it. And around the holidays, if you're having a bad holiday season or you don't like the holidays, they always say, if you had an area in your life where you cried during that time, go out and make memories there that are gonna make you smile. Make your own traditions. Like, okay, I know a lot of people come from broken homes or don't like the holidays because of stuff their parents did, or they've had just bad experiences during the holidays. I get it. God, do I get it. But that's the past. We can't live there. We got to learn from it and move forward. And why are we going to let those past experiences ruin our future experiences? Make new memories, make new revelations. Like, if you keep saying it's going to be bad, what's going to be bad then? I'm such a firm believer of that. It doesn't have to be bad. Truly, like, your holiday experience is based on how you make it. And like, for me, like I said, I don't have a big family. Like, I love to sit down and watch cheesy Hallmark movies, like drink hot cocoa, maybe have some wine sometimes, like, and just enjoy the season and be grateful for the things that I have, the experiences that I had, because when I did have more family alive, they made it the best. And gosh, we didn't have the money, but like, I remember, like, I would take the little money that I saved from my chores or my paper route, buy my parents gifts, and they always made a huge, huge deal out of anything I got them. Whether it was cards, and then we'd sit down and play cards because me and my dad used to play cards with me when I was younger and stuff like that. You know, they always just made such a big deal. Or if I bought my mom a cheesy necklace, she wore it, I swear, until it turned her neck green. Like, it was just things like that. Like, my parents were just always showed gratitude about anything that they got, and they taught us to show gratitude, because trust me, it was about sitting down and enjoying the family company. And they actually had time to sit down because they work factory jobs, so the factory was shut during the holiday week. So from like the 23rd to like the 2nd of January, they had a week off. So we did get to enjoy that time and spend family time. But even if you are working other jobs and you don't have the time, I know you get one of the days off, whether it's Christmas Eve or Christmas, or if you celebrate other holidays. I feel happy holidays. Take the time and enjoy your family. Hug them, love them. You never know when you're not going to have the next holiday with them. Tomorrow's never promised. It's really not. And don't let silly arguments with your family like hold you back from enjoying your holidays with them. Put it aside for 24 hours. If you guys have never heard a Christmas song, it's called The Red Baron. And it's like on, I don't know, Snoopy's Christmas Carol album. Oh my gosh, we used to listen to cheesy music all the time. But it talks about it's a song from like World War II. Anyway, it's a really good song, but it talks about time at war and how they put their differences aside and they actually got along for Christmas. And it's just a really good song. It was one of my mom's favorite songs. And I know so many people don't listen to Christmas music because they don't like it, but there's so many different types of Christmas music out there. Like, if you ever saw my Christmas playlist, it's so big. But you have to take the time to be thankful for what you have. Because I'll tell you, when you're thankful, the universe delivers more. When you're ungrateful, I'll tell you, sometimes the universe will show you why you should have been grateful. Because your life is somebody's dream. It really is. Like, wherever you're at in life, people have prayed for that. And like, it may not be where you want to be. You may want to be in that mansion or that penthouse or on the beach or whatever. But you really have to be grateful for where you are. There are people that, and they even may be on the streets, but some of them are so grateful because they're on the streets and they're alive. We have to be grateful for where we are. And there's just they always say, one more day we wake up is a great day. And it really is. That means every day you wake up, you get a chance to start again. Okay, you didn't hit your goal yesterday. Try again today. You get another chance. You absolutely get another chance at, I don't care if it's love, I don't care if it's life in general, from entrepreneurship to gym goals to something like that. For the longest time, everybody sees me posting on my accounts about me working out at the gym. I was very inconsistent. I'm going to be honest. I always worked out a little bit, and I've stayed, when I'd fall off for like 2 days, I'd be like, well, I missed 2 days. I'm not going back, whatever. And I'd take like a month off. As you miss 2, 3 days at the gym, who cares? Go back. You miss a week at the gym, who cares? You miss a month at the gym, it doesn't matter. Go back. Even if you took a break at like your entrepreneur venture because you were overwhelmed or life happened or something like that, it's fine as long as you don't quit. There's always another chance as long as you don't quit. We're allowed to take a break. Take a break. You're human. Cry it out, scream it out, whatever you do to relieve your stress. Pick yourself back up, straighten your crown, whether you're a king or a queen, and get back at it. You deserve this. You deserve this life. And so many people get around their families at this time of year. And I'm not knocking family. I just told you how much I love them. But sometimes your families will poo-poo on your dreams and say, why are you doing that? Or that's silly, or that's stupid. Or I'm not saying don't listen to them, but let it go in one ear and out the other. Brush it off. If they haven't achieved what you want, don't take advice from them. You should only be, don't be mean to them. Don't be rude. Just be like, okay, all right, nod and agree, smile and keep going. But don't let them get in your head, because it's your dreams. It's your goal. It's your life. At night, you go to bed with yourself. Even if you've messed up and you have changed ventures. Okay, at one point you wanted to be a nurse. One point you wanted to do health insurance and you decided it wasn't for you. You're allowed to change paths. How many different ways are there to get to a new state or a new area? Like in San Antonio alone, you can take 10, 35, 410, 1604. It's 4 different ways usually to get to like the same destination, if not more. I'm sure there's more. I just don't know the side streets that well. Anyway, don't make fun of me. That's life. If your destination, what makes you happy? If happiness is your destination and the path you're on right now isn't making you happy, it's okay to start a new venture. Because I'll tell you, if you're like, well, my God, I've been on this path 5 years. I don't want to give up, but I hate it. Why stay on another 5 years? Time is going to pass. That's exactly it. 12 ways to skin a cat. Yeah. Like time is going to pass one way or another. People are like, oh my gosh, it's going to take me like 4 or 5 years to build a new business. Well, 4 or 5 years is going to go by anyway. Why not pass it doing something that's going to make you happy? Or that's your passion. That's your dream. Like I said, families are amazing. But sometimes they say stuff too to protect you. Grant Cardone in, I don't know if it's his book 10X or Be Obsessed. Oh, I think it's Be Obsessed or Be Average. He calls them naysayers. And it's not that they're talking down on your dreams because they don't think they're amazing. They just worry for you. They really do. And they don't want to see you get hurt. But I'll tell you, Matt Rosa said this other night on the one call we were on. He said that, a lot of times growth comes from pain, comes from mud. You're not going to grow when you're at your best. A lot of times that's comfortable. When you're doing good, business is good, things are amazing, you don't get a ton of growth there. You really don't. And if you follow my YouTube channel, all of them are always called Planet Not Buried. He spoke on how in the mud, there's a lot of nutrition. When you plant a seed, the beginning all starts underground. You don't see anything. The roots are forming, everything's forming. You need sturdy roots. And the roots get all of that nutrition from that mud. The mud sometimes teaches you some of your best life lessons. God, I hope that doesn't go over somebody's head. But when you're in that mud, make sure you look around. Make sure you take it in. One, if you don't like where you're at, why and how did you get there? Two, where's the next trajectory going to be? Because when a plant has healthy roots, when it pops out of the ground, it starts out so teeny tiny. And yes, I'm a gardener. I love to garden. But it starts out so teeny tiny. And then the next thing you know, within a week or two, you got like a full blown tomato plant. And then in 6 weeks, like you get tomatoes, 6 to 8 weeks, you get tomatoes. But that initial step, it's plant it. Then you have to wait like 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 days. So almost an eighth of the whole time the plant's growing to see if it's actually going to come out of the ground and produce you a plant. It's just one of those ones where you have to look around and really get that lesson and learn from it. So many of us, though, like when we break down and stuff like that, where they fail is they break down and they stay down. You can have a breakdown. When you have that breakdown, look around, figure out what happened. Don't unpack, don't live there. You just can't. You can't live there. You have to see, eval, take that evaluation and move forward. Make the necessary changes. Change the trajectory. It's fine. If you keep bow and arrow, if you keep shooting a bow, and I want to learn how to shoot a bow and arrow, that's like on my like to-do list, a goal. I don't know why, but I think it'd be so cool. But bow and arrow, I've seen people do it. If you keep pulling that arrow back and you keep missing the bullseye, are you not going to change your stance or maybe your arm or something like that? Of course you are. You're going to change the trajectory. And sometimes Tony Robbins speaks on this. A 2 millimeter change can change everything. Because think about the bullseye versus the ring around the bullseye. How big of a difference is that really? And how big of a change do you need to go from hitting off, even if you're a few inches off, you might just have to move your hand a smidge, just a tiny bit, to hit that next mark. It's so crazy to think about, because I know a lot of us, as we're going through it, you can't even imagine, because you're like, I'm doing this. Tony Robbins says it. He's like, man, I love when I do hear people say, I've tried everything. Have you? Have you tried everything? All right, list it all then. Give me all the things you've done. I swear they get like to 10, and I'm the queen of this. I am definitely the queen of this. Think, I've tried everything. And I've really grown and personally developed in 3 years. Don't get me wrong. But I used to say stupid stuff like this, and I don't usually say anything stupid. I've tried everything. And when I heard Tony Robbins say, okay, well, write down what everything is. Bet you get up to like 10 things that you've done, and you're getting ready to give up. If you look at all of the success stories, and none of them are overnight, I don't care if they're jobs, I don't care where they've started. Mary Kay, they usually start in a garage or a storage space and they grow from there. But do you really think they had instant success? I still love Colonel Sanders. He was like 65 years old, that story. KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, most people know that. He literally had over like 960 some no's before somebody bought his recipe for chicken. Could you take that many no's and still keep going and knocking on those doors and talking to those executives and talking to those banks? Do you believe in your dreams that strongly? I know I do. And I'm not saying I don't have my days. I'm not saying I don't have my days where I'm like, and things are rough. And like, I want to bang my head off the desk because I'm like, okay, like sometimes my stuff, even with my social media, and your social media is your advertising, like I'm not getting in the right algorithm. And our academy has a great social media platform now to really teach you things, but I'm not getting in that platform that I want to get in, or not getting in that platform I want to get in. Sorry, train of that. Whoop. But I'm not getting in the algorithm, and I'm not getting the views that I want to get. But I have to remember, I have to be grateful for every view that I do get. Because if I owned a storefront and 230 people walked in my store, I'd be thrilled. So even if I'm getting 200 views, I'm thrilled. And that's abundance mindset. That's gratitude mindset. So many of us are like, oh my God, I'm not viral. But you have people looking at your content. None of that stuff happens overnight. Not at all. And we have to remember to be grateful for all the stuff that we do have, all the views, the followers, the people that hop on your lives, people that share your posts. I'm forever grateful for that kind of stuff. It's one thing that I'll never, and like that goes to comparing yourself to other people again. You know, like, okay, you're not viral compared to who? The new person that has like 50 followers may get like 10 views and they're so excited because they only have 50 followers. And you're complaining that you only got 250 views or 50 likes or whatever. Okay, that other person has 100,000 followers. Of course they're going to get, 3,000 likes. It's math, but they've been promoting. They've been on here. They've really been working it. Like, how much are you really working it? I have to even look at myself some days when I do that. I'm like, if you work something for an hour a day, what kind of results are you really going to get? If you only went to a job for an hour a day, how much are you going to get paid? So are you really putting in the work? Can you really bitch, pardon my French, about not getting the results for something with the work you didn't do? Another good quote I heard was, if your life was a reality TV show, would you be proud to have it aired if they were following you around? Are you really putting in the work you say you're putting in? You say, oh, I'm grinding all day. Are you? Are you really? And I know there's some days where like I'm scrolling, and granted, yes, I'm scrolling and I'm looking for content and stuff like that. But that's busy work. How much productive work are you really doing? Like what are you really doing? I actually have a meeting here in the next few minutes, so I know I'm cutting it short. I only did like a half hour today. But I love you guys. Thank you for hopping on. I'm going to hop on Friday because it is right before Christmas and I do want to see you all. So I love you guys so much. Stay safe and I'll talk to you guys soon.